Jamaica accepted UK £5 billion over Republican status. Jamaica government dropped referendum from 2025 general election. There are no mentions of a Jamaica referendum on the country's Republican status since the UK agreed to loan Jamaica UK £5 billion on favourable terms in January 2025. This does leave some wondering if the Jamaica Republic ambitions has been bought out by UK government, to the extent that the Jamaican government can't even mention a referendum on the Republican status at the upcoming general election. In fact, the Jamaican government has gone dead quiet on the issue of the Jamaica Republic ambitions since they received the UK £5 billion loan in January 2025. See article of the load and description section of this post. The UK has just loaned Jamaica £5 billion on favourable terms in January 2025 and have taken charge of Jamaica offshore oil fields through its UK oil companies. This could be a bright new dawn in the Jamaica-UK relationship, bringing back the glory days to Jamaica. Before independence in 1962, Jamaica was the wealthiest nation in the British Empire outside of England. Well, that's about to happen again, my friends. With the UK loaning the funds to Jamaica to build out our infrastructure, including airports, bridges, highways, roads, and our agricultural infrastructure, Jamaica is well on its way to see double digits increase for the next 2 to 3 decades. Quite similar to how China has had almost double digits growth for the past 30 years continuously on average. However, there is only one industry that can easily be calculated and predicted to ensure that Jamaica has double digits growth for the next 30 years on average. This is the tourism industry, growing by 20% every year, or adding 1 million extra visitors every year to Jamaica. Until Jamaica have the same number of visitors as Singapore, that is 20 million visitors every year by 2040. Tourism, along with agriculture, is a foolproof way of seeing the Jamaican economy growing by 10% per year on average for the next 30 years. Alongside tourism, the one industry that can ensure that Jamaica keeps inflation under control over the next 30 years during our 10% growth rate each year. This is our agricultural industry, which needs to grow by 20% every year, on average for at least the next 15 years. This would equate to Jamaica agriculture, moving from a $1 billion industry in 2025 to becoming a $8 billion industry by 2040. Hence, while tourism would be the main driver to produce our wealth, our agricultural production would keep inflation under control and ensures our stability. As we will not need to import much of the food to cater for the extra number of visitors or to feed our growing Jamaican middle class. At 20 million visitors each year by 2040, this would add $20 billion each year to the Jamaican economy. I'm deliberately calculating that by 2040, each visitor will be spending the same amount of money as they are spending in 2025. As Jamaica is currently too expensive for many tourists to visit, we can grow the economy by increasing visitor numbers for the next 15 years but keeping the price stable. Then the next 15 years after we reach 15 million visitor, we can start increasing prices. This will ensure a 30 years growth in tourism revenues. Since the pandemic, Jamaica has become one of the most expensive islands to visit in the Caribbean. This needs to stop as we are currently losing tourists because of the high prices to visit Jamaica. Both the airlines and the hotels are cashing in on the lack of hotel spaces and the very few flights that is available to the tourist who wants to visit Jamaica. This is why I agree with the Jamaican government in taking whatever money that they can get from the British government to sort out our infrastructure, even if it means delaying our republic status. Jamaica have already received UK £5 billion in the first month of 2025. It could be that we just need another UK £5 billion from the UK government, or even from China if the UK government is dragging its feet. Then another UK £40 billion will come from the foreign direct investments. These are the investors who will be building the 200 mega-large hotels all across Jamaica over the next 10 years, to be completed by 2035. This will be Jamaica's mega-large hotel building program of 20 giga hotel resorts. There should be 10 mega hotels of 1,000 rooms each on each resort, creating an additional 200 hotels at 1,000 rooms each to accommodate an extra 10 million visitors per annum. Hence, the money that Jamaica is receiving from the UK is not to build the hotels, but to provide the infrastructure, so that the hotel industry can spread equitably all over Jamaica, where people really need those hotel jobs. especially on the south coast of Jamaica, where there are very few tourism activities taking place. Unemployment rate is very high on the south coast of Jamaica, as the Prime Minister has just found out on the doors during his recent election campaigns in St. Elizabeth and other southern parishes. To rectify the unemployment issues on the south coast and the far west end of the country, we need an airport in Negril to host 2 million visitors that will be visiting the parishes of Westmoreland and Hanover. We also need another airport in Black River to host another 2 million visitors, who will be visiting St. Elizabeth and Manchester. This will be an additional 3 million visitors to Jamaica each year, as Negril and its surrounding areas already have 1 million visitors each year. The already received £5 billion loan from the UK would also be spent on other infrastructure programs, such as the 55 new bridges already in the process of being built by British companies. Also, the new Black River Bridge recently announced by the government, which may end up being the longest bridge in Jamaica, also to complete the southern coastal highway leg from Mandeville to Montego Bay. Then the northern coastal highway, at a cost of almost UK pound 2 billion, and many other smaller projects of approximately UK pound 200 million each. An additional 10 million visitors will only bring Jamaica in line with 2024 average visitor numbers per capita in the Caribbean. However, while the mega-large hotel programs are going on, this will open up the avenue for a massive expansion of Airbnb and small Jamaican-owned hotels springing up all over Jamaica. These small family dwellings will add another 2 to 4 million visitors to Jamaica, bringing the total number of visitors to Jamaica to just under 20 million visitors each year by 2040. All this will do is to bring Jamaica in line with other Caribbean countries' visitor numbers per capita by 2040. Bearing in mind also that Singapore, which is just over half the size of St. Elizabeth, had 20 million visitors in 2019. Also Dubai, which is just a third of Jamaica's size, had almost 20 million visitors. Hence, if a country like Singapore, which is smaller than one parish in Jamaica, can have 20 million visitors in 1 year, why can't the whole of Jamaica have 20 million visitors in 1 year? Thank you for watching another episode of my series titled, Jamaica Needs 20 Giga Hotels Resorts to Match the Average Caribbean Tourism Visitor Numbers per Capita. 10 mega hotels of 1,000 rooms each to be built on each resort, totaling 200 new hotels to be built in Jamaica. Remember to let us know what you think about this video by leaving your comments below. Please keep your comments respectful. God bless you, God bless the Jamaican Parliament, and God bless Jamaica. Until my next video, peace.